In La Quinta, voters will decide between two candidates for mayor. Today, I spoke with incumbent Linda Evans and her challenger, Robert Silk. Linda and Robert, thanks so much for joining us.
Nice to be here.
Let me begin by asking each of you to describe yourselves briefly and tell us a little bit about why you're running for office and why this is important for you. Let's start with you, Linda, since you're the incumbent.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Peter, and thank you for having me on. I appreciate the honor of serving as your mayor since 2014. A little bit about myself. I've been a La Quinta resident for 17 years, a California native. My husband and I have been married 25 years, just celebrated last week, and love living in the desert. My full-time job is Chief Strategy Officer for Community Advocacy for the Desert Care Network. So I'm able to blend both my healthcare career in administrative roles as well as my government role as mayor to be able to better serve the community and focus on health and wellness, because a healthy community is a prosperous community. I do have a bachelor's degree from Cal State Fullerton in communications, and I hold 2 masters, one in healthcare administration and one as a master's in gerontology, both from the University of Laverne. My extensive experience not only on the Tourism Board, Conservation Commission, Energy Environmental Resources Commission, Fine Food Bank, Volunteers in Medicine. There's multiple assignments that we get as mayor and in my hospital role that's enabled me to think both regionally and focus on La Quinta to ensure the health and wellness of our residents and the economic success of our businesses.
Robert.
I'm running for mayor because I'm not satisfied with the progress that the city is making. I've been here for close to 20 years, and Linda and I go back a long ways together from the Chamber of Commerce days, and I was a city commissioner. I ran for office before, and she's very popular, like at Kennedy in Massachusetts. You know, it's very hard to go against something like that, but I feel that it's time that the issues that we care about are brought out into the public. And there are many at this time. I sat down with my group and we started writing out what we thought the issue should be, and we ran out of paper just about. But I've been here a long time and I care very strongly about our city. And I think that we're not going in the best direction right now.
Okay. Let me ask both of you, what are the top 3 issues that matter most to you? And if elected, how do you plan to address those issues? Linda?
Actually, I'd like to hear from my opponent first, since I have many priorities, but since he started with that topic, I'd love to defer to him first.
Okay, Robert?
Well, okay, generally ladies go first, but I'll accede in this particular case. Taxes are one of the major issues. Of course, COVID-19 is the #1 issue that we have, and I feel that we don't have a plan right now. We talk about having a plan, but we don't have one put in place. I don't like to raise taxes at all, and I feel that 1% tax that was raised, I don't know if it was to camouflage the incompetence of doing other things, of bringing new businesses into La Quinta, more mom and pop stores. That's a big issue. We have a lot of empty stores. Now, a lot of cities have that, but I feel La Quinta, which was the #1 city to move to and be a part of years ago, we used to be 5 years ahead of the curve, and now we're 5 years behind the curve, and we have to catch up. I also feel that our infrastructure with our streets and our potholes, I see that we're finally paving about a half a mile in Washington. And a lot of people have said to me that, why couldn't this have been done before? Why did it have to wait to be more or less a photo op at election time? And also to get Silver Rock going. This has been a waste of time. I think I would like to hear Linda say that, yes, things are not going as quickly as she wanted. Perhaps we should wipe the whole thing out and start over again. I know that 4 years ago, when the Desert Sun endorsed her, they said we should give her another 2 years to get those opportunities going. Now it's 4 years later, and Silver Rock, it's still nothing's happening. And maybe we just need to wipe everything clean, start all over again.
Okay. Linda.
I'd say the number one issue, clearly based on resident feedback and what we've been spending a lot of time in our council meetings, has been the short-term vacation rental issue and the determination of in-house host versus investment property owners versus local people who have second homes that are operating as short-term rentals. And we need to find a balance. It's a significant part of our revenue source, but it's also about quality of life and quiet enjoyment of our neighborhoods. So we are hearing from a number of individuals, both neighbors, both owners and renters and property investment companies, about how best to manage that. And it could be that there are some density control processes. There could be extended moratoriums like we have now until we really determine, based on community input, what that sweet spot is. And if it means that we need to limit those short-term vacation rentals, then that may be a recommendation that our ad hoc committee we appointed last year may recommend to us. So we will not make that decision without extensive community input, but it is a component to find the balance between allowing commercial tourism in areas that generate hotel tax versus residential areas where people moved and are hoping for peace and quiet. I'd say our next priority is clearly economic recovery from COVID, and we have done an extensive amount to support our small businesses. We've allocated $1.5 million in our reserves to help our small businesses, not only with rent, but alfresco dining, outdoor activities, capacity issues, safety protocols, education, signage, things like that. And we will continue to do that. We've got another round that will be presented by staff at next Tuesday's City Council meeting to determine how we can keep these businesses afloat, because we don't know how long we're going to be in the red. I believe we'll be moving to the purple tier as of next week. And unfortunately, that's going to put back these businesses even further. And so many of our small business owners are also residents of La Quinta, and they've invested their life into our community and raised their families in our community. And so those things are priorities. Robert addressed Silver Rock, and I can tell you that if you've driven by, and I know, Peter, you live across the street from Silver Rock, so you're seeing the activity on a daily basis. The event venue, the park area, is near completion. The grass is growing, and the artwork will be installed in the not too distant future. We are beginning work on Silver Rock Way, which is the road into Silver Rock that will then extend all the way over to Jefferson Street, actually, where the Hideaway entrance is, and that's the main entry point for the Montage and Pendry Hotel. Before the end of this calendar year, you'll be hearing back from Robert Green, our developer, with an update on the status of the vertical build on both Montage and the Pendry. That is still going to progress. And yes, we had an economic shutdown with the pandemic, and it has delayed that progress. But with every bit of time that we have, we are fine-tuning that to really meet what the new standards will be going forward in terms of programs, offerings, size, outdoor activities, etc. And it will be the ultimate destination for our community and our Greater Palm Springs resort area. And I'm thrilled that we are still moving forward with the Montage and Pendry. The finance partner is extremely interested and motivated, and it's just finding that timing to get the construction going to then make it go underway.